එන්න ටොයටා ලංකා මහගෙදරට ඕනෑම ටොයටා වාහනයක් ටොයටා ලයිෆ් සත්කාරයෙන් රැකහදා ගන්න.
Theme Geopolitics of the Indian Ocean, an event organized by the geopolitical cartographer, was held recently in Colombo. The event, followed by a roundtable discussion, saw the attendance of a number of Sri Lankan diplomats as well as other dignitaries.
At the same time, the Indian Ocean region is growing in economic and strategic importance, and in fact from the 2030s on we think that the states of the Indian Ocean littoral, which extends from East Africa through South Asia to Indonesia, will become the new drivers of global growth. And of course India is leading the way as the world's fastest growing large economy and trending to be the world's most populous country in the next few years. We are committed to playing a leading role in managing the opportunities and challenges in the region over the coming decades, and Australia has a self-evident interest in the Indian Ocean. We want to work our Indian Ocean neighbours to shape a region that is peaceful and predictable, where countries can cooperate, trade and thrive, where internationally agreed rules and norms prevail, and where no country needs to feel like it is a hostage to circumstance. We definitely support Sri Lanka's accession bid to RCEP, not just for the market access gains and the potential economic growth that would open up, but also it would bind Sri Lanka more closely to important markets in Southeast Asia, in East Asia, as well as Australia and New Zealand. Australia thinks that in the Indian Ocean region we should double down on IOR and work to turn it into a regional mechanism that provides and enhances peace and security.
We are again becoming the most important region in the world. Climate change, environment and the minerals is going to be very, very important and play an important role. Now what do we have here? We have the whole Sino-American rivalry into the Indian Ocean. On the other hand, there is also a new factor which has come in the last 2 months. The question of Israel coming in and the bombing of Iran. These are the ones that will decide what the future is going to be both here and of the world. Within the Indo-Pacific, what is not clear, what is the role of the IOPZ. Secondly, the BRI. Whether you like it or not, the BRI seems to be here to stay. And many countries are members of the BRI. Now we are all committed to UNCLOS and to the fact that freedom of navigation. Is this going to change? Is the sea going to be a part of a conflict if it takes place between the different rival powers? So these are some of the issues that we have. A new issue that has come up, the Israel's bombing of the Iran. You have come into the Indian Ocean area, but the IOR nations have not been consulted. You get on to the question of sovereignty and security. The smaller states are getting hedged in. Take the example of Sri Lanka. We identified as the country that sold out Hambantota harbour to the Chinese. Why is that? And we are the only Asian country that took part in Operation Prosperity Guardian. Others were frightened. We just said go and take part in it. It's a matter of principle. So how do you manage it? How do we survive? We have what we call the balancing act. If you feel our security is under threat in our country, then everyone gets together to see how the balancing act is done. But I think it's much better if we sit down at the table and discuss this. Trade. Indian Ocean has to decide whether we are going in for trade pacts or not. Especially with the reciprocal tariffs, we can see that US market is very close to us. On the other hand, tariff is not a good word as far as we are concerned. So what do we do as far as East Asia is concerned? You've got RCEP, you've got the comprehensive and the progressive TPP, you've got ASEAN, and there's of course BRI. Indian Ocean countries have been moving away. The Gulf Cooperation countries have very low tariffs, so there's no issue with them. But what do we do rest of we have to decide. Are we going to become a trading bloc, or are we going to individually join RCEP, ASEAN and the others? These are the issues that we have.